I was reading something about how you got to work with Jerry Seinfeld. Well, I wonder what the order of this is. Yeah, I'm sure he shouted you out first and then
Aha.
took you on the road to open for him, right? It wouldn't be like opening and then he's shouting you out. But there was this clip that went like pretty viral, at least among the comedy community, of Seinfeld at a Met game, and he's being asked like who is an up and comer, and I just love this clip. So I'm gonna play it for people who
Oh,
haven't heard this, and then
all
I'll
right.
get
I'm
your
gonna hide.
reaction.
All right, let's take turns. I want to know who is the best young up and coming comic that we should keep our eyes on. There's a young guy out there named Mark Norman who has not broken yet, but I have met and I have talked to, and the guys I look for are the hardcore crazy guys. That when I talk to them about Buddy Hackett, they know who I'm talking about. Or Rickles, or they know the history, they know Klein, they know the heritage of the profession. And Mark Norman is one of those guys, so I like him. Keep an eye out for him.
Woo! That came out before the pandemic, I believe.
Yes, right before.
And how did you first learn of this? I'm sure your phone was blowing up. Because do you watch
Insane.
baseball?
Not really. I've been. I like to go to the games, but I don't really follow it on TV. But I was in Buffalo at Buffalo Helium, bombing my balls off for like 8 people. I think it was like Labor Day. It was some kind of holiday, so everybody was out. They were soaking it in. There's like 2 nice days in Buffalo, so I had the worst weekend. Bombing. I get off stage after the first show. I'm covered in sweat. My phone's going like a pinball machine. And I look at a few texts, they're like, Seinfeld's talking about you. And I was like, what the hell? It's all very surreal. And so I opened the video and I'm like, ah. I mean, this is a guy I grew up watching. I used to watch the show with my family, and just very bananas that life could be that long, that you can go from sitting down as a 14-year-old watching it to being talked about by the guy. The whole thing's insane. Um, and then I met him a little after that. Actually, no, I met him before that, and then he shouted me out. So
Wow.
the whole thing was insane. And then I went on. I remember going back to the hotel that night, being like, "Well, I'm going to sell out tomorrow. I mean, this is it. I made it." And then it was also
Right?
empty. Again, no one was
You're like,
there,
not
and I
everyone was
bombed.
watching the Met game. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, still died up there. Nobody cared about the Met game. So I got that clip and I put it on every social media. I put it on Grinder. I put it all over town, wherever I could, and it still didn't move the needle. But comics liked it, and my mom liked it.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Did you know when you had bumped into him first, was that at the cellar?
No, I was at Gotham and he bumped me, and I was like, ah, shit. It was one of those, me, I'm a psycho. I like to do 4 sets a night or whatever. So I had 4 sets, and I remember they were all very close. So it was a domino effect. So he bumped me, and I go, fuck, there goes my night. And then I had to follow him, and I brought the heat, you know, and I assumed he was back in his Porsche on a pile of money in Long Island. And he was there side stage. I got off stage and he goes, that was great. I was like, oh my God, you watched
Holy
me? And he
fuck.
goes, yeah. He goes, I'm a fan. And I go, oh my God. He goes, let's talk. So we go in the green room and talk for like an hour. I get his phone number. I blew
God.
him. It was insane.
Wow, it sounds just like a female comic. This is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that's incredible. And it's almost like had you known for sure if he was watching you, like maybe that would
Oh,
have made you a little
totally
nervous.
would have fucked my head up for sure. But I assumed he had left. Why would he watch me? And he said he saw me on a Tonight Show randomly, and he's like, "Oh, this is not bad." And then I happened to be at Gotham, and then he put the pieces together, and we ended up chatting. We kind of hit it off. He's such a normal, regular guy, and easy to talk to. And he gave me his number, and he was like, "Here you go, in case you need it." I go, "I will never use this." He goes, "Use it, use it." So we started
Wow.
texting immediately, and I think I've sent him too many drunk texts because we've kind of fizzled out.
Oh no. I
Yeah,
would wonder if it's one of those numbers where you call it and says, "Welcome to 1-800 hot tits," like the
right,
kind
right.
of phone you used to prank as a kid, like from a public payphone. You just call it up and be like, "Oh my god, they said tits."
Yeah,
So you think
totally.
you you sent him too many drunk messages? I'm sure he'll come around. Yeah.
Well, it's like having a supermodel's number. You have to play it so delicately. You can't over text, but you can't not text. So when I would get drunk, of course, I'd have a little liquid courage, and I'd be like, "Hey, here's an idea for a sketch we should do on YouTube," and he'd be like, "Ugh." So I
Oh
think I blew it.
no. Nah, that's still amazing. So that was the first time you were really made aware that you were on his radar, that
Yeah,
Gotham show.
insane. The whole thing was very surreal. I remember looking at him in the green room, and he was talking to me, and I remember being like, "This is insane." I'm trying to act normal, but I'm like, "I can't believe I've heard this voice for so many years and so many hours, and now he's in front of me." The whole thing was bananas.
'Cause wasn't he like your number one? Like, weren't you like the biggest fan of like of his? Like, I don't know. I feel like I remember you at some point. Like, I feel like he was
Huge.
your favorite comic, or at least
Well,
up
he
there.
was he was up there because the TV show was like my comedy thing where I was like, this is meant for me. I was a kid in New Orleans, and the show just tapped into my asshole, and I loved it. And my parents liked the show, and we never liked any of the same stuff, so I like brought the family together. And then I found his stand up, and then I found Larry David, and I just fell in love with Norm Macdonald and Chris Rock and all these people. So he was definitely one of my first comedy guys.
Did that show plant the seed of you wanting to move to New York to do stand up?
Oh yeah, all that, all that. I love New York. I love Jews. I love stand up. I
Bagels.
love how
Yeah.
professional he was. Like, you had like a Louis C.K. type with a black T-shirt on, and then Seinfeld was like in a suit. It felt very old fashioned and like Rat Packy to me, and I always liked that. So that's why I work so hard. It's because I learned that from him. I like want to grind it and do all these sets and write new stuff because that's to me that's what he did, and I wanted to be like that.
Yeah, and there was an article I read where you noted that he's like when you opened for him at the Beacon, also right before the pandemic, like you learned of his kind of like meticulous schedule, like he
Oh
has
yeah.
to exercise at certain times, eat
Yeah,
his show. He's very picky about what kind of shows or
totally,
to
totally. I
order.
mean, he's a nut, and that's probably why he's so successful. He's just very regimented. And I know you heard the story about how I was late or I fucked up bringing him out on
Oh,
stage.
right. You finished well, what I read was you finished your set like 1 minute early, went back, and he wasn't there, and then you had to go back out on stage, which is what any comic would do. You're like, "Oh, okay, I have to do a couple more minutes." It's happened in plenty of shows. You just do a
Yeah,
few more minutes until the guy shows, and he said to you, like, what? He was upset that you did it that way?
yeah. He kind of reamed me after the show, and that talk about surreal. Like meeting him is one thing, but getting kind of chewed out by him is a whole nother ball game. And we're cool now. We've made up, and I think it actually brought us closer in a weird way. But I mean, I went home that night in my suit and laid on the bed staring at the ceiling like Apocalypse Now, like watching the ceiling fan turn, going, "Well, that's it. I got to the mountain and I blew it. You're a fuck up forever. You're a piece of shit. You're gonna die alone."
Oh,
Just all, I didn't
no.
sleep a wink. And then he texted me like 10 in the morning, like, "See you tonight." And I was like, "I'm back."
Wow, okay. Good. It's good that he wasn't like, "I'm blocking your number, Mark."
Oh God, my biggest fear.
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Come and get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.